If you feel like you're running out of time and your years are just being wasted and the fire that you've got is almost gone, then this video is for you. 5 years ago, I left my country, rebuilt my body, rebuilt my discipline, rebuilt my business. And if I had to go back in time, this is how I would get to where I am now within a year or two. Step number one is you do not need more motivation. You need to stop bleeding energy. What that means, porn, junk food, scrolling, going out, late nights, all of this stuff, it is completely useless and delays us from the future that we want. Stop distracting yourself with so many of these things in this day and age that really tries to distract our attention. You need to identify, because there's probably going to be one or two that really stand out for you here, and you need to get really honest with yourself and ask yourself, is this serving me? And if it's not, then you really need to start reducing it massively and then eventually just completely getting rid of it, because it's costing you your future. Step number two is use your body to wake up your mind. When I woke up in the morning and started lifting extremely heavy weights first thing in the morning, it was really putting me up. It was really setting me up for a really good day. I had high dopamine, I was naturally feeling good, my whole energy would radiate better, and I just knew, before I knew it, I was just drawing all of these good things into my life. And it was just from this one simple trick. Now, I actually started off by training in the afternoons and at the night time, just because I used to have more energy at that time. But something magical happened. When I actually shifted it and started putting it first thing in the morning and making sure that it was heavy weights, that's when everything changed. It could be different for you, but this is what worked for me, and it might work for you. Also, when you get up first thing in the morning, get 10 minutes of sunlight. Don't stare directly into the sun, but just stare into the sky. What will happen is after 10 minutes, it will completely reset your nervous system, and it will set you up for a way better sleep that night as well. This is something that's very, very small, very easy to do. Most people will skip over this, but if you're serious about taking your health, your mindset, and your future to the next level, don't skip this part, because it really, really helps. The last part to this is recovery as well. Saunas, ice baths, they're great. Don't overdo it too much, because sometimes it can cause too much stress on the body, but at least doing it a few times a week is going to really reset your nervous system, get rid of the stress, and allow you to focus much, much better. Step number three, kill the weekend reset. You work hard all week, Monday to Friday. You work hard making an income. You might even go to the gym Monday to Friday, but when it comes to the weekend, you self-sabotage. You think you've deserved a reward. You go out at night, you eat junk food, you stay up late watching movies, whatever it is. This is where 99% of the population fall trapped to. I was stuck in this cycle for 3 years. Take your weekends seriously. Treat them like gold. Your weekends are your weapon. I started to treat my weekends like my weapon. I started saying no to everything. I started working on my business on the weekends, working on my health. Within 6 months, I left my job and moved overseas because I had built a business and I was making money online. For the first time, after 3 years of trying business, trying different things, nothing was working out because I was self-sabotaging every weekend. Your weekends are your weapon. Take them way more seriously than you think. Number four, tell the truth. You do not get powerful by lying to yourself. I used to always come up with excuses why I was going out, why I was having a drink. Oh, I just needed to relax. I was constantly lying to myself, and this is not how you get strong. You get strong by facing the problems, because in this world, no one is perfect. You've got baggage, I've got baggage, I'm still working on myself, you're working on yourself. So whether it's even procrastinating or whether it's even being lazy, it doesn't need to be like substance abuse or anything like this. It could just be some form of addiction or some form of procrastination that's holding you back from your future. You need to kind of step outside of yourself and just picture yourself 50 meters above you and just looking at your life and how you play out your life for that whole week. You will be able to start to identify where you're going wrong, because this will be your higher self now looking at your current self, and you will know how to start navigating your weeks, week in and week out much, much better. Step number 5 is go quiet. Otherwise you will never get strong. I was so caught up in just back-to-back 15-hour days working to just try and get a business off the ground. Also trying to please people with relationships, dinners, all of this type of stuff. It's a total bunch of BS. Everyone says the word selfish is a bad thing, but it is not. Selfish is great. Being selfish means saying no to things, protecting your energy, protecting yourself, and giving silence for yourself. It is now non-negotiable for me for the first hour of the day that I do 10 minutes of meditation. I sit in silence, I get the sunlight, might do a little prayer, listen to some good music, have some still mornings, and it completely sets my whole energy up for a really, really good day. I used to wake up, get straight into work, do all these things, and I was just mentally fried. I was mentally wired. I wish someone told me this 6 years into my journey. So if you're at the start, just please take this seriously. Your mornings are sacred. Even if it's not your mornings, even if it's the afternoon, learn how to switch off, have time in silence. Because when you're in silence, you'll start to hear these whispers, which will be your intuition that are guiding you on the right path. Don't become obsessed with being busy, because sometimes when you get busy, you get distracted and you don't even move the needle forward to whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, whether it's the fitness goal, the business goal. You need to get still. Number 6, come back to God first, not last. Whatever you believe in, whether it's the universe, whether it's God, whatever form of your religion is, I just hope that you generally believe in something and you've got a relationship with something that is much, much higher than yourself. Treat this as your sacred first priority. I used to always put it off, and it was always the last thing, where I'd take time for prayer and things like that. It was like the last thing in my thoughts. How wrong was I? When I shifted this around and made this the first thing, it kept me so grounded. It kept my energy just, completely in a state of peace, in a state of calm, where I could just get so much more done. This took me years to understand. Do not make it your last priority. Make it your number one, and you will get all the energy from this. You'll get all the clarity from this, and you will start moving ahead so much further than you could have ever imagined, because there is something greater than yourself that is really helping you, really guiding you throughout this process. And if you can submit and surrender to that, you will see the magic happening in your life. Step number 7 is you only need one clean year. 4 years of this journey, I've always found ways to just slip off track. When I've made a really good business deal, made a lot of money, I've eventually just spent a lot of that money, gone out, gone partying, and I've just gone back to square one. And I just haven't really had any stable foundation until 5 years ago. You just need one clean year. When you become obsessed with your health, going back to one of the starting topics, that is the ultimate foundation. And if you can just be clean for 1 year and just stick to one thing for that year, you will notice that your entire life will start to shift. It does not take that long. The biggest enemy here is being a slave to the system, and being distracted. If you are constantly distracted by your phone, by scrolling, by watching porn or eating junk food, just all of this stuff, it's the enemy. Distraction is the enemy, and it's keeping you a slave. You need to be able to have some form of self-control where you can just go clean for 1 year, and it will totally shift your life. It will give you so much self-confidence, because you will trust yourself that you can stay disciplined for a whole year. If this hits you, don't scroll away. Like the video, drop a comment in the video below of what's helping you the most. Also drop a comment saying spark if you want to have a one-on-one chat, and let's move.